Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to my channel. I filmed a Friday Reads last week and I introduced my Can I Finish by New Year's Eve board, and somehow my computer ate the videos. So back again trying for round two. For my Goodreads challenge this year, my total that I picked was 175, which should have been fine. I have gotten over that the last 5 or 6 years without much of an issue. And for some reason this year I am behind by 39 books. So I happened to read last week 5 books, which are these numbers marked off right here. So just to give you a brief recap of what I have done. This book here is Book Love by Debbie Tung. That is an illustrated, kind of introverts, bookish cartoons. Very cute. Nothing earth-shattering, but I did enjoy it. I liked it. Next up, Pumpkinheads by Faith Hill Evans and Rainbow Rowell. This was a sweet graphic novel about 2 friends on their last night working at that pumpkin patch kind of carnival farm thing on a little adventure and stuff. That was cute. Okay, Mooncakes. I forget the author and I apologize. I'll try and link the book below. This was okay. It seemed unevenly paced to me, about a witch with a hearing problem who develops a relationship with her high school friend. I'm not sure who they are, but they are a werewolf. So it's the 2 of them trying to fight off some evil thing in the forest, and there's a neighbor that apparently is bad too, and her aunts that she lives with are witches, and it's just uneven to me. Not bad, just sort of weird. This one is Dumb Birds. This is sort of a spoof on a bird guide, and I do like bird guides. I'm a very amateur birder myself, lifelong. So this was cute. Kind of 13-year-old boy humor, like dumb butt, breasted whatevers, and it's very sweary, so don't give it to kids, but it may be kind of a fun thing to stick on your shelf. If you have younger kids who are into birding, they can find on their own, and then they'll think that it's some big secret. But yeah, cute. Nothing earth-shattering, but cute. And book 35 was Twisted 26 by Janet Ivanovich. This is the latest in the Stephanie Plum series, which I just adore. I think they're fun and wonderful, and I don't care if she never picks between Ranger and Morelli. I really don't. I just like seeing them again. It's like meeting up with old friends every November. Yeah, they're really great. So that was that. So I have one more book I finished. This will be book number 34, right over there. And that is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I have been reading this for well over a month, probably a month and a half. And every time I picked it up to read it, I enjoyed it. I was into the story. It was fine. But I never wanted to go back to it. It didn't really grip me in that way. So it just kept sitting and sitting and sitting. And this has been holding me back because it's a library book and it was due once. I renewed it. It was due again. I renewed it again. And now I am near the end of my second renewal period. That would be 9 weeks since I checked it out. So I wanted to really finish this up. So last night I was determined. I sat down and I worked on it, and I got about 150 pages read. From where I was about halfway through, and it got to the scene where Gretchen, who is the main girl who is possessed, she murders her dog. And right there I was just out. Nope. Big fat nope. I can handle a lot of stuff, torture people, all you want, fine, I don't care, but do not touch animals. I cannot hack it. I was less than 50 pages from the end, and I DNF'd. So I just stopped right there. I thought, that's fine. I struggled for long enough trying to convince myself to keep reading, to convince myself to keep picking it up, just to get into it again. And I thought, that's fine. That's my little, I'm done. So I am counting this as a read book since I had less than 50 pages left before the end, and it's a 330 page book. So I read most of this. I'm counting it. I'm giving it 2 stars, which is sort of just an okay for me. I liked it, and somehow, I don't know how Grady Hendrix did this, but but it just feels like the 1980s. I mean, I was a kid in the 80s, but all the totally awesome movies from the 80s that I used to watch on a loop when I was a little kid, it felt like that. And it felt authentically 80s too, not fake 80s. They make not a big deal, but you know, every chapter is a song from the 80s, which I noticed but didn't really notice. It didn't really matter too much. It's the little things about mentioning certain perfumes or like Capizios or stuff that they just dropped naturally into descriptions, and it was sort of nice. I found myself smiling sometimes reading this. So it is a horror. And can we just talk about this too, this library thing? Horror? How is a ghost with arms horrific? I mean, it's creepy and disturbing and I don't like it, but this is not horror to me. Like, put a knife or something or whatever. Weird aside. I did like this edition. I think this is really interesting. It's laid out like an old yearbook. If you haven't seen this one, I mean, even this stuff too. So I liked that. The book itself, just generic, normal, easy to read, whatever. But yeah, kudos to Quirk Books for putting out really great stuff. I love them. They're a great publisher. But this was just kind of okay to me. So glad to have it off my list. Glad to have a decision made for me, practically. And I will put number 34 on my list. So that's that one. That leaves me to, so today is the 12th of December. So I have, what, 2.5 weeks to try and read 33 books. This might be a little much. I am probably delusional. Don't really care. I know I can do it. I'm midway through probably 12 or 13 books. It'll take up a big chunk. I have several graphic novels out from the library that will help too in getting my totals up. And my life is not exciting. So I don't have kids. I'm not running around for kids or anything. Not married, so no like in-laws running around, anything like that. My job is essentially part-time with some working stuff at home. So I have plenty of time throughout the day to read off and on. And I'm trying to take off between Christmas and New Year's. I have to work 3 or 4 of those days, which is pointless then to say that I'm off then, but that's okay. So theoretically, I have plenty of time to read this many books. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Yeah. So have you guys read Grady Hendrix at all before? I do have Horror Store here on the shelf, which intrigues me as well, but if there's any kind of animal cruelty or anything, can someone please tell me below? Because I don't want to read that. That's so upsetting. But let me know what you think of Grady Hendrix in general. If you have read Horror Store, what you think. If you've read my best friend's Exorcism, what you think. I don't know anyone in real life who has read it. So please let me know. Let's have a little chat. And what do you guys have on your end of the year reading list too? Anything specific that you want to finish up or get to that you want to start before the end of the year? Let me know. I am working on an end of the year list as well. I keep finding books that I'm partway through, so I keep adding them to my list, which is terrible. And I just found another one. Hold on a second. I have been going through the extra books in my house, and by extra I mean not on a shelf or double stacked, not in a labeled bin or box as TBRs or stuff that I've read. This camera mount here, this is in my guest room, is sitting on my full-size bed that I have in here, and it is half full of stacked books that are TBRs. I have a problem, but I like it. It's okay. So anyways, I found this one, Ascending Peculiarity, about Edward Gorey. I love Edward Gorey, so I have to add this one in. I am just a little bit in. I think I'm 2 interviews in. This is a collection of interviews with Edward Gorey, illustrations from his work, magazine articles about him, I think essays. So yeah, I really am looking forward to this, but I found this with the bookmarking and I thought, oh crap, Laura, another one. Doesn't matter anyways. So there's that added to my stack. So yes, I will be working on a end of the year wrap up pretty soon, and I need to work on a video for my 2020 goals as well. I am going to show you the TBRs in my house. at least the ones on the first floor here. Be prepared. It is a horrifying amount, and I'm doing this partially so I can like publicly shame myself because it's real bad. So whatever. I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are reading something wonderful, and I will talk to you all very soon. Thanks. Bye.